Hello everybody, my name is Zest and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. In today's video we're once again playing as Germany, attempting to get the achievements Operation Sea Lion and True Blitzkrieg. Let's begin, shall we? Germany has 4 research slots, so let's grab some support weapons, electronics, and go for industry. Pretty good. For the industry that we have, we're just going to build some mills in Brandenburg and such, and for now, for the military effects we have, for now we're going to dump the fighters, the close air support and the tactical bombers. We'll come around back to them, but for now we need to focus a bit. So we're going to put 5 military factories into motorized and the rest into guns for now. We're going to need a lot of guns. Right, for focus, we're not actually going to do a focus for a moment. We need political power. So next up, we're going to focus on the Navy. So we're going to dump all of these ships. To be honest, we don't really need them. What we're going to do is spam out the type 7 sub. There we go. 10 dockyards into the high sea fleet. Speaking of Germany's navy, put it all together like so and merge. Since the high sea fleet is first, it'll go exactly where we need them to be. Now we'll gather up Germany's army, all 30 divisions. Now we're going to have to really be specific on this today. So we're going to grab all the panzers, the motorized, this cavalry, and 5 infantry. There we go. 10 divisions. Now what we're going to do is change over the infantry, motorized. There we go. And now we're already going to have to plan a naval invasion because we are going to be going to war very, very soon. So what we're going to do is with the panzers, they're going to be focusing on France. Obviously France is very easy to take down with disjointed government. Basically it's run down Paris and we'll be good. So what the panzers are going to do is one of them will hit Dunkirk, one will hit Calais. So the other one will hit deep here. As long as there's no real problem, we should be able, one of them to rush down Paris, take other cities like Lille, Amiens, and so on. Now we have the other units. Now if you can... So, what we're going to do with these other units, shouldn't they be helping the invasion of France? No, we are also going to be invading the UK as quickly as we can. So we're going to be using motorized to rush down Britain's victory points too. We're going to use 3 units to hit this port here. Some can go to Dover, some can go to London. We'll add another one, at least for Norwich. The other 3 will hit around Hull. There we go. Good range, not too many ports, but we can easily grab them. Now we should give them a general. Personally, I think Kurt Student will be good because he's commando. Our supply minus 25% will be useful. The rest of the army will be going on the Czechoslovak border. There we go. We can leave them like that. Now as you can see, we'll be going war with France, and while they can't walk into the Rhineland, they can walk in Hamburg. So we're going to have to start to plan to defend against them. So for now, we'll train up 24 cavalry units, max priority on 1 run. Now, this will come in handy later, disband the Axis faction. And now it's time to go to speed 5 and begin. Oh, and how could I forget? How could I forget? Make sure you create an intelligence agency. That was very foolish. And similarly, in forgetfulness, you may as well assign the Air Force to the naval invasion general of your choice. I'm not a massive fan of microing the Air Force anyway. And since naval invasion is on the way very, very soon, we're going to put our navy on strike force like this. So when it's time for them to go, they'll go. Yes, we are naval invading with very limited supply to our infantry and motorized, but you know, we'll have to take it. We'll have to take it. Right, we now have 63 political power, so what we're going to do is justify in the United States. And simultaneously, we're going to improve relations with Yugoslavia. Now that our tension's high enough, they're pretty much ready to create a faction with us. This is important because Yugoslavia can either fall to a civil war, but either way, we should be able to get a war against Yugoslavia, but we want Führer Directive 25 if we're honest. Because that gives us the war goal, take them down. So let's reform Axis 2, European Boogaloo. There you go. Now we'll wait for the coup. We still need war tension to be a bit high. Now we can do a 4-year plan and stop improving relations with Yugos. There you go, Fury Directive 25. We now have a war goal, Peter II's in power. The UK's guaranteeing Yugoslavia. Cancel the justification on the US. Now we're going to have to be very careful here, so before we go, we should actually deploy our cav. There we go. Give them a few days on the wall against France. We're pretty much ready to go. Really, we just need the time. France can't capitulate us in the time it will take them. Right, wait a few more days, give them a Rommel. That'll be iconic, won't it? Give them their org. There we go. So declare war on Yugoslavia, you have a lot to do. All of these countries will join the Allies. Make sure you grab at least a tile or two from the Czechs, or at least fight them. So the Czechs are in the peace deal, but mostly you need to focus on taking down the big guns. There you go. You should invite Italy into the Axis too, so France has to garrison that border. Right, for now, we're going to mostly just focus on fighting the Czechs here. For France, remember, it's rushed down Paris. We've left port immediately too. For the UK, it's try to go for cities like London, Birmingham, Liverpool, and Manchester. Make sure you grab ports though. Once France falls, we'll transfer the tanks into the UK. So, we got it all to do. And there we go, the United Kingdom has capitulated. Perfect. Alright. Operation Sea Lion really need to take everything, so that's what we're going to do. We could puppet the UK for its fleet, but I don't want the UK's fleet that particularly. I mean, you could if you really, really want to get Plan Z done. So, I mean, do that if you must. There we go. Oh, that's going to be a big peace deal. There we go. We also did Germany will conquer all because, well, I could. Oh yes, I forgot to puppet the Raj, but oh well, I can live without it. Now we're going to get a war goal on Poland, so let's prepare for war with them. Poland is relatively strong at this point, but we should be able to take them down. We're still Germany after all. Alright, prepare the army, be a bit better, and place it on the Polish border. I would help the independent state of Croatia, but I don't care. Ah, poor Holland, he's been kicked out of China. And there goes the independent state of Croatia. Romania is now guaranteeing Poland. Luckily, Poland is very weak at this time, so is Romania. Basically, we'll run around them, hit them down. I believe Romania now leads the Allies. Yep, Romania is now the Allies. Just deploying the last of these cabs that we were training and chaining them over to infantry. You should probably do that for a lot of the divisions that you have. Why not? We'll change them over to this. Yes, resistance will be a massive pain, but I'm not expecting a war rise up against us for some time. So now let's do autarky, so we can do things like Hermann-Göring worker. Right, our justification is ready. Remember, Romania will go after you from here. And we'll wait for the rest of our units to be in position because they're clearly not ready. Just like the real war, we're mostly going to have to spearhead with our tanks because we're relatively weak right now. But that's okay, as you can see here, Poland has a lot of under-equipped units anyway. Right, I think we're... Oh, no wait, we're not ready because look, we've got to put all the way up to this border. We'll just wait for the units to get in position for that. Wait a few days for Org, and oh, why not? We'll give Modal aggressive assaulter. There we go. More breakthrough. Now it's time. Let's take down Poland. Of course, this will draw us back into war with the Allies, but that's okay. Always go for the weak spots like under-equipped units. But make good use of your tanks. And keep an eye on your southern flank, because it is really weak. Right, there's the peace deal. Let's take everyone. There's no need to not take everyone. Romania's army getting encircled was great. Oh, that is a big Germany now. Right, we've now declared war on the Netherlands. Annoyingly, that means now Canada is now the major, but that's honestly kind of useful anyway. We'll begin to send an army or so over there, well, after we've taken down the Benelux region. As well, I fancy taking down the Benelux, to be completely honest. I lurked that the Netherlands are flooding against us, despite how weak they are. But you know what, I admire it. And there's the Dutch, who somehow weren't in the war? Okay, I guess the war just didn't merge properly. Interesting. Right, since Labrador is going to fall anyway, I'm mostly going to focus on taking down Belgium and Luxembourg and maybe a few others, and then we'll head for Canada, because honestly I don't care. It's only July 1936, the Spanish Civil War hasn't started yet and the achievement is already over. So, you know what, let's see if we can't get the EU out of this. But yes, let's train up another few divisions. How many? 18, I'd say. Yep, guns are a real problem right now. So like I said, go all in on gun production. Maybe have a tiny amount of production for other things, but honestly, you really need the guns. For the garrisons, I'd recommend giving garrisons maximum priority. And there's the Spanish Civil War while we've conquered half of Europe. Right, time for World War Bruh. Look, I managed to kill Belgium before they join the Allies. I'll be surprised if we get a peace deal though. Yeah. Always with the stupid AI. Right, let's cancel that justification and get a quicker one. We're mostly just going to gallivant through some other countries for now. At this point, also the AI is starting to enforce its claims, which is why I believe Greece is going after Albania. Very funny when you think about it though. And there goes Labrador, we'll just invade and go after whoever. Canada is still really weak, I mean look at that. That's nothing. Right, for Luxembourg, and you know what, I'll move on Hungary next. Everyone's favourite lapdog of the Axis. Honestly, I think at this point our infantry could probably deal with this, so what we're going to do is give Kurt the job of taking down Canada, all 24 of him. We'll send the Kriegsmarine all the way to Newfoundland. Don't worry, Canada won't take it over. We'll send all 24 of them to this port here, and we'll use the infantry to take down the rest. We're only going to go after Hungary and Bulgaria for now. And there's the end of the Allies. We managed to get Bulgaria, Hungary, Belgium, Luxembourg, Canada and Ireland. I'd call that a success. Right, now let's take everyone and take a moment, because this has been very high action, hasn't it? Normally for this maybe I'd try and get, I don't know, Swiss, but do I care? Do I? Probably not. There we go. Right, we have a massive garrison problem right about now, so it's definitely time to wait and build up to get these garrisons under control. At least we held the Olympics. Yeah, I remind you that you also have some spies, so you should probably root out resistance in the places where it's the worst. And start upgrading your intelligence agency for ciphers. Just for the future also, you might want to preempt something and promote Manstein to Field Marshal. There you go. We're going to also begin to plan a naval invasion of Italy. We need to take them down. Well, as a matter of pride, I suppose. We use the tanks mostly around Rome to cut them in half. There you go. And we'll also send motorized for them. We'll send a few other motorized to Sicily. There you go. We'll send the other motorized to Naples. And we'll place the rest of the army on the border here, Piedmont. Italy is strong, but still has a lot to garrison at this time. We'll get 6 more units just so I can have a slicker army. Italy will likely flood into former Yugoslavia, so we can just take them down easily as you like. And there goes Greece. So when we take down Italy, they're free too. Should note also that the Kriegsmarine is weak compared to the Italian Navy, but we should be able to get the supremacy we need one way or another. With Germany's Air Force, I would suggest putting it over the sea that the Navy will be in, so the Typherian Sea, which I've definitely mispronounced. Right, now we're going to kick Italy from Axis 2. Sorry Italy, but we don't need you anymore. And dump that for a second, and justify for South Tyrol, of all things, because why not? The Navy on strike force, obviously where you need them. Italy wants back in, but obviously we're not going to let them. And try and break Italy's cipher. Hopefully we don't need to break it by the time we kill them, but you know. I would recommend though changing Germany's cavalry template to be a 20 width because it's very small for some reason from the start. There you go. Sure, it increases guns, but it also can be useful on suppression. We are beginning to get there, but of course going to war will change that. If I'd remembered to puppet the Raj, I would have annexed them by now, for infinite manpower, but honestly it's not that important, is it? And yes, the Allies still exist, they're now just very, very Australian. Sorry Italy, your time is now. There we go, we've left port immediately. We'll basically just try and rush down Italy's ports and stuff as soon as we can. Accidentally cancelled that, so army innovations it is. And there's the end of Italy. Perfect. Take all states. Welcome to German Reich. There we go. Just as army innovations finishes too. Now it's time to oppose Hitler. We could make this war even easier for ourselves, so what we're going to do is create an empty faction, make an artillery-only division, and change everything over to that. Once they get back in org, they'll allow us to change over. So put your units on a fallback line like this, and get rid of Axis 2. Right, all to artillery. The AI won't make the difference of these units that are rubbish, so we'll be fine. Right, with 20 days until Oppose Hitler starts, what we're going to do is send most of our Lend-Lease send most of our guns to China. Why? Lend-Lease is not split, so we can cancel the Lend-Lease and get everything back. We're going to send the main things like motorized, support equipment, guns. Can't be bothered to send everything, but you know, send the biggest of the big. There you go, that is one big Lend-Lease that Chiang Kai-shek is never going to get. Poor guy. He must have been so excited too. Make sure you cancel your fallback line, by the way, it's useless. Turkey wants a Tay, they can come and get it. Sorry Ataturk, but since you're being a bit vain today, making a legacy out yourself while still in office, we'll keep. There you go, time to purge this scum from our lands. As you can see, the only thing that Germany got is that half of Germany, so we're very strong right now. Just organise a bit better with these new units that we've gotten, make them into slightly more balanced armies. There you go, we might have lost a field marshal, but luckily I had Manstein prepared. As for Salter, make sure you change all of your rubbish artillery units back to infantry, and since some of them can be tanks, we'll get a few panzer divisions. Make sure you modify the Lend-Lease and cancel it. No need to give China so much unnecessarily. Sorry Chiang Kai-shek, but you need them more. Don't forget your Air Force, of course. There you go. Assign your generals and so. Perfect. Now we'll put everyone on the front line like this, and since the other Germany has so much to take, they can't focus fully on our front line, we'll be fine. Focus right now, we'll finally do German war economy. And there you go, there's the end of the German Civil War. So what do we want to do about the former leadership? I'm feeling like I want more political power, so generously we're keeping them around. Now it's time to secure the new state. Oh, how could I have been so foolish? I forgot about Austria. What you should do with Austria is create another faction with them, as you can get the pro-German sentiment sores event. So it's time for Axis Free. Austria, you better join me. Yes, I have the caps lock thing show up on video. Don't slight it. There you go. I hope Austria gets the message. Ah, there it is. Obviously, the lesser German solution was a mistake. 3 units, you know. 3 units. Like a 95% chance I've heard of it passing. Now we've done secure the new state, of course, we will re-establish free elections. I think this could be a very interesting way of doing the HRE. We're pretty much ready for it. But I don't know if release in the UK would allow us to get it. We'll experiment further on that one. And there you go, Austria has voted for unification. A great day for the German question. Yes, get some nice field marshals. Well, mostly this Karl guy who is very strong. So, welcome to the German army. And yes, this does count as cause. Nice, isn't it? Re-establish free elections, so let's do some anti-fascist raids. Hire ourselves a democratic reformer. And hire ourselves a liberal journalist. And ban fascism. Now we just wait for that extra little amount to come our way. Shouldn't be long. And there's the end of Francisco Franco. And you know what, let's annex him. I also got a war goal on Portugal because, well, why the hell not? I'm surprised the Allies didn't guarantee them. And there's the end of Portugal. Annex M2. Like, the only country left in Central Europe is Switzerland, and I am justifying on them. I don't know if I'll be able to use it, but you know what? Why not? Mackinson has decided that everyone must fall under the German boot. Right, now that the monarchy's been compromised, we can press the special button. Realise European unity, May 26th, 1938, and Europe will be unified. Ooh, that is a deep blue. Unification of Europe, Rather reform than the revolution, sure. An end to all European war? Probably not. Considering that we're still going for Switzerland. I see why not on that. Yes, we now have a lot more factories, a lot more manpower. We're very strong. And hell, soon we build the nation will be even stronger because it will give us minus 20% consumer goods. If there was ever a time to really spam out civs, now is the time because you're going to get a lot of civs. Right, we got our justification and no one wanted to help Switzerland. Poor thing. Right. One more war. So once again we have completely obliterated the Swiss. Oh well. And welcome to the EU, Switzerland. Worst timeline for you, I'm sure that is. And there you go. All the way from Bayer, all the way to Belarus, there is now one big European Union. I'm very surprised we managed to do it by May 26, 1938. I'd like to see some people do quicker. I know there is quicker. Tell me what you think of just doing that in general. But yes, this has been a very fun game that involves us getting Operation Sea Lion and True Blitzkrieg. I mean, we've gone beyond True Blitzkrieg, haven't we? I mean, it's a bit of an extension, you know, to take down the Benelux, the UK and everything, and form the EU that includes most of Africa and Canada. But yes, this has been a very, very fun game. I haven't really done the EU before, so nice to do, I say. If you're going to continue this game, the Soviets shouldn't be too hard to take down. Just guarantee one of the Baltic countries and take down the USSR. You could go to war with Japan, but their fleet is actually quite big and they're semi-competent with it, and your fleet is, well, that. But you have a very fun game in your hands. You could do quite a lot. Who knows, maybe you could somehow get into a war with the US and add them to the EU, I don't know. It would be possible to add the US to the EU, I'm sure. But, I don't want to. So, thank you for watching this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Leave any suggestions down below for future videos. Always looking for new video ideas. But until next time, everybody, this has been me, Bubble Zest, and goodbye.